Good evening, everybody. It is me, Vesper Noir, the resident scholar of the Guild Tempus and member of HOLOSTARS English. Tonight, I'm doing the final guild interview. Our illustrious leader, the founder and leader of the Guild Tempus.
Hello, everybody. My name is Regis Altare of HOLOSTARS English, leader of the Tempest. We can hear Apex in the back, eh?
They're just having a little giggle. Like, there's no way. There's like absolutely no way. But anyways, your introduction was interrupted by trolls in chat. You know.
It's okay. There wasn't really much after that. Just leader of Tempest Guild. That's it.
So humble. So humble.
Yes, I am very humble compared to the great Magni Desmond. Nah, he's pretty humble. Mm-hmm. I gotta put my best behavior on.
Why? No. Be natural. Be natural.
I am a say-so idol. I am a hero. I don't know what these Demon Lord comments are. Yeah, I'm just a say-so hero. Mm-hmm.
All joking aside, I think it's just because you definitely have the killer instinct, and people find that a little bit counter to their first impression of you, right? Let's get right into it and start asking those questions.
Sure.
Okay, the first one is always the same one that I asked the other two. If you were given $1,000 and you could spend it on anything right now, what would you buy?
$1,000.
Yeah.
This is just me growing up a little bit. $1,000 is a lot of money. At the same time, it's not that much money.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I want $1,000. Please give me $1,000. But I'd say there's two things I'd probably want to do, to be honest. One, a plane ticket to see the boys. That'd be fun.
Okay.
You know, imagine.
It would be nice. Yeah.
You, Desmond, and Axel hanging out on the couch, playing some Mario Party since we weren't able to because of Axel's internet.
And we bought it too. Like it's not a cheap game. It's quite pricey. We got to play Mario Party one day. Like we just have to.
Yeah, but if I didn't want to think about others,
Just for yourself? Yeah.
Have you heard of the Philips CDI player?
Philips CDI player? No. What is that?
So Philips, they made a game console. I think game console called the CDI player, which you put in like little discs in. And there's some Zelda games called Link: The Faces of Evil and Zelda: Wand of Gamelon.
Oh!
They are extremely, very well-made games. I would love to play them, Nintendo. Yeah, they're pretty expensive. They're like $1,000 for everything.
I think I know. Is that like the meme Zelda where it's like, no? Are you mad?
No, it's the meme Zelda.
Yeah. It's the one where it's
for
like
its amazing art style and gameplay.
Yeah. So it's over $1,000 to like actually play that.
It's an old console. It came from like 1993. I'm kind of curious. What's the oldest game console you've played?
Oldest game console that I've ever played.
Maybe owned. How about owned?
Owned? Nintendo. Like the original Nintendo, the NES. Not the SNES, the NES. Yeah, I don't think I've had anything older than that. What about you?
I'm not sure which one came first, but either the PS1, PlayStation 1,
good one, yeah,
or the Nintendo 64.
N64. You had both of them? Wow.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Kind of jealous for like everybody around where I grew up. You had to have one or the other because like they were pretty expensive, right? Like,
well, here's the thing. Back when I was younger, there was an incident where people have trespassed into the house and took away my N64. So we needed something to replace it. So,
oh,
it's unfortunate.
Okay, next question. In your opinion, what are the qualities that make a good leader? And how do you think one would best go about gaining or sharpening those qualities? Because I think you're a pretty good leader, and I'm interested in knowing from your perspective, like what makes a good leader?
Well, there's a lot of things that goes into being a leader. I don't think I'm the best leader. I don't think I'm a great leader. I'm decent, but I don't think I'm amazing. Well, first of all, leaders need to be charismatic, and that's something that I honestly worry about a lot. You know, I worry a lot about how I'm not likable to some people. I worry that I'm going to turn away people by, bantering too hard. I worry that I'm just going to be not, people aren't going to like me. One of the leaders' roles as a leader is to steer a group towards an agreed upon direction, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
We all make the decision, but the leader's the one that takes charge and leads everyone that direction. They're also one to not be afraid to go against the group if needed.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, let's say the group has like a vision to go this way, but then they start drifting apart to this way. You gotta wrangle them up, You gotta earn your respect. You gotta be there for them.
Definitely true. And you have that quality, right? In Tempest, at least, like all three of us would trust you to tell us when. I know that demon lord thing, but let's see, like I'm being serious. I think
I trust you guys to bonk me if I go anywhere awry. But if you guys go awry, I'm gonna bonk you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Absolutely. I might have to respectfully disagree with what your opinion of what makes a good leader. I think definitely you made a lot of good points and a lot of them are correct, but I think the most important part of being a leader is being trustworthy, right? Gaining the trust of the people that you're leading. Because it doesn't matter how likable you are if they don't trust you and they're not willing to go against what they think is right in cases where the leader is very strongly saying, I think we should go this way, right? And that's where groups fall apart the most.
That
right?
is true. There's actually a way to gain that trust though.
How?
And you know the meme?
Of course I know the meme. Yeah, of course I know the meme.
I was born before the meme. You know that meme of like the meme comparing the boss and a leader? Like there's a whole group of people pulling a rock and then the boss is sitting on the rock.
Yeah.
But then a leader is like leading the people in the front, pulling with them.
Yeah, definitely.
You really have to earn like that trust as a leader.
It's like intangible. I mean, I know why I respect you, but I can't really place why I trust you so much, right? Because frankly, like you're a lot younger than me and you have a lot less experience. That's just like objective.
Centuries.
That's I'm 28. I'm only what? Like 6 years old? Come on. I'm just a little guy. Anyways, every logical part of my brain looks at our relationship and friendship. And it's like, you're younger than me, you have less experience than me. Yet I would trust you in cases where I think I'm right, but if you disagreed with me, I would warily follow you. Like I would keep my eyes open because, you're a great person. You have a lot of skills. You're an intelligent person. But I mean, you're wrong sometimes, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I would follow your lead against my own judgment. Does that make sense? I wouldn't blindly follow you, but I would follow you because if you were certain,
you trust me.
Yeah, I trust you. Yeah, and I don't know how you did that. I feel like I'm roasting. I literally don't know how. Right?
It just happened. I don't know. Next question.
Yeah, next question. Could you tell us something about yourself that you're proud of? And it could be something that you're good at or something that you like a situation that you handled really well or something like that. We could skip it if you don't want to.
No, I have a pretty solid answer, to be honest.
Ooh, okay.
Every single time I look at, your guys' streams, I'm always reminded just how freaking talented, how lovable, how hardworking each and every single one of you guys are.
We're pretty stacked, right?
I am incredibly proud to stand next to you guys. And, be there with you guys. Because, sometimes I think that I'm not as talented as you guys. And sometimes it hurts a little bit of my mental. But, I know that I'm always surrounded by talented, super supportive, guys, my older brothers. And I don't know, that just gives me a little bit of solace. I'm able to proudly say that I'm standing next to the HOLOSTARS. Standing next to the TEMPUS Guild. Like, I wouldn't say anything else.
That's a wholesome answer.
It's true. Like, you guys are incredibly talented. There are things that you guys can't, that you guys can do, but I can't. But that's the whole point of being a group. You guys fill up my incompetency, and maybe other way around.
Chat, can you help me? We have to bombard this.
Next question.
We have to bombard this man with things that we think he should be. Oh my God, he's slurping the energy drink. We're gonna move on because I feel like I don't want to push him into doing this, but could you guys do me a favor? Could you tweet at him and tell him about the things that he should be proud of himself for? Because there's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, please come back. We're moving on to the next question. We're moving on to this. Please come back. Come back. Okay, we're good. What are the things that make you the angriest? I'm interested.
So, I am a reformed toxic gamer.
I've heard.
I'm reformed. I'm very reformed. However, Shaco from League of Legends.
League? Of course it's League. Tyler, what?
I'm literally hiding behind my teammates. They're all there to protect me, but Shaco can get behind every single person and get behind me and kill me. But for real though, I'd probably say that someone who takes advantage of like the less fortunate, when power's a beast, like.
One is like, oh yeah, I hate this, and you're talking in a very like professional, and the other one is just like, I could hear you, you step away from the mic and you're like stomping on the floor.
Regis Altare.
Regis Altare.
Okay, but for real though, one thing that does actually make me angriest though, like I will admit Shaco makes me angry. However, one thing that actually really does make me angry is when people take advantage of those that are less fortunate. Like when power is abused. When someone's in a position of power, they should be the ones who shouldn't be, first of all, abusing it, but second of all, they should be there to help people that are below them.
Yeah.
What's the point of standing on top of people? You should always just stand next to them, help them up, hold out a hand, instead of spitting on them and kicking them.
I agree. Yeah. I do think that
yeah.
we kind of run into that too much. And you never get, I feel like if you're a good person, you never get it never gets easier to see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like too many
CEOs.
people. Yeah, too many people accept that. Oh, that's just the way that the world is, and if you don't do that, then somebody's going to do it to you, and then you turn into a bad person. That's how that's how bad people are made, right? And it's just like it's frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, and then again, there's like billionaires out there who get like $500 million bonuses while people are still working at wages of like $10 an hour. Like, what the heck? You can give like a fraction of that just to improve other people's lives. Why do you not care about those people? Hello?
It's just frustrating when the people that rise to the top are like that, and it makes you wonder, like, did they get to the top because they're like that, or is there like some type of luck in play?
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate. Yeah, and it never gets easier to see that, right? I'm glad you're not that type of leader, right?
It can be.
Is it a threat?
Vesper,
am I being threatened?
50% of your super chats go to me. It's a guilt fee.
Okay, that was a heavy question. Let's move on to like a more lighthearted one. This is a fun question. This is probably the most fun question that I have lined up. If you could have a single superpower, what would it be and why?
You know, the other ones I've wrote down like small little bullet points for.
Okay.
This one I haven't written anything down.
Okay, you're going from the heart?
Yeah, because I want to think about it, right? Because, you know, some people might want, they want telepathy.
Yeah.
They want to read other people's thoughts.
Yeah.
Think about the downfalls, though. What if you knew what everyone was thinking about you? Wouldn't you feel so self-conscious? Flying stupid. I'm sorry, flying stupid. Like,
you're not Axel.
Sorry, Axel, but you're stupid.
Poor Axel.
Love you, bro.
That was his choice.
Think about it. When you fly, if you want to go straight up into the sky, you're gonna have to worry about pressure differences. You're gonna have to worry about negative temperatures.
True. Yeah, if nothing else about your body changes, and except that you can fly, yeah, like it can get pretty bad.
I would say teleportation.
That's a good one.
But let's say, playing some Apex. Oh God, I should have left the house 30 minutes ago. Teleport. I'm walking next to the treasury. Oh, I really want a gold bar. Teleport.
You're stealing.
You robbed a bank. You're running away from the cops. Oh no, they've got you cornered. Teleport. Yeah?
You have to be trolling me at this point.
Okay. The real reason why I want teleportation.
Okay, so it is the power that you want.
It is teleportation.
Okay. Please give me the real reason why.
I hate driving. I hate going on planes. I don't like transportation. I get motion sick very easily.
Interesting.
I hate the pops that come into your ears whenever you go flying. So just teleport. You know.
Now I can only think about when all of us eventually do meet up and hang out. Oh man, that means you had to take an airplane to get there, and you had to suffer like a fair amount, right?
No, I can teleport.
You're not actually getting the superpower. Did you misunderstand?
I thought Des would have been...
It was just a hypothetical question. It's a util... Oh no.
What do you feel about that, huh?
Nothing personnel, kid. Right? Yeah. Did you watch my interview with Des? Did you hear his answer to this question?
I didn't catch that one. What was it?
Completely impractical. He wanted Dr. Manhattan's ability to point at someone and make them explode.
Okay, but that's pretty cool, though.
It's cool, but it's not a very functional power unless you're a villain. I'd be careful what you say right now, lest you explode. Huh? Des, how could you? Des, this does not make you the leader. Des, bring him back right now. Des, don't ruin my stream. Bring him back. You know I can't let you do that. And
What was your superpower?
My superpower was the ability to read minds.
What am I thinking right now?
I can't read your mind. Okay, you're thinking. I can't say that. Let's just move on. The most inappropriate, the most like incredibly inappropriate. Oh my God, we're moving on. Next question.
I can read your mind.
The most incredibly inappropriate thing.
Is that short blue-black hair?
We're moving on. We're moving on. No, we're good. We're moving on. Please give me tips on how to get good at shooter games like FPS. Like anything would really, really help out. I want to get good enough to like hang with the boys, you know? And I want to get good enough to hang as soon as possible. Like within a year would be really cool.
The number one thing that you can do to improve your aim and improve your skills at the game is to get comfortable with every single game movement and aiming sense in that game. For example, if you know how to move in Apex, and if you know how to compensate that movement with aiming, then, you know, you've already beat half of the freaking world. That's just the best way. But that's a little bit easier said than done. Crosshair placement is incredibly important, as well as recoil control. Those two things are things that you need to work on for Valorant and Counter-Strike. However, with Apex is a game that's very different in aiming. You don't need that good of crosshair placement. You don't need that good of recoil control. However, if you're able to trace people's movements, if you're able to keep your crosshair on that person, that's all you really need for aiming, man.
Alrighty. 2 questions left. This is like a 2-part question, and it's kind of like a switcheroo, okay? Think about the person that you admire the most, right? And it could be real or fictional. Just a person that you admire a lot. What do you think their greatest weakness or their worst trait is? I want to see like how objective you can be, right? Like somebody that you greatly admire, but you can recognize their flaws.
For this question, I would like to say either Itachi Uchiha.
Oh, great choice.
Or Whitebeard from One Piece.
Great choice. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna actually pick Whitebeard over
Whitebeard. Okay. Get in there.
Over Itachi, because I love Itachi. He's probably my favorite. He's my favorite of all time. But Whitebeard's so freaking, he's admirable as hell, you know? He's
absolutely.
So admirable. For the people that don't know Whitebeard from One Piece, he is he was the, spoilers. Spoilers for One Piece coming up ahead. If you guys don't want any spoilers, I'm sorry. So, Whitebeard, he is considered the strongest man in the world. He's one of the emperors of the sea, one of the 4 emperors of the sea. The one thing that makes him different from the other pirates, from everyone else that's trying to make their way in this pirate world, he treats his crew like family, which is what a group of friends should be. They should be family, regardless of blood. He had power over territories, but he never exploited them. He was only there to, you know, help protect them. He never asked for anything in return. You know, the way that he died with plenty of scars, so many scars on his chest, but never did he get scarred or cut or injured on his back. He had the most glorious of deaths, nothing to regret in his entire life. And that's kind of how I want to live, you know? I want to live in a way where I can be proud of everything I've done. You know, I'm not regretting stuff I've done or regretting not doing stuff I haven't done. It's kind of hard to find a lot of flaws, to be honest, because he is made to be someone that you look up to in that anime universe.
Yeah.
But when you take a step back and think about it, he's a simple man with very simple beliefs. But when you think a little bit deeper into it, the world isn't black and white. You can't solve everything simply. And that may have been his downfall. That may have been his strength. I don't know. But, you know, I just don't want to take things in a black and white way. I want to be able to see things from other angles, you know, adjust to how I would act to certain situations. Like, what Pharrell said, he's blinded by his love of his family.
Interesting.
Gotta be a little bit selfish, you know?
This requires a lot of thought because I also really like One Piece, and it's kind of like, I never really thought of it that way. Huh.
Okay.
Interesting. All right, the final question, which is the question that I asked the other 2 members as well. And I like it because it's open-ended. It's guaranteed to let me learn something about someone because of the way that it's phrased, right? Could you tell us something about yourself that we would never in a million years guess, like without you telling us?
Okay, I think I've thought of something. I don't know if this is okay to go through with it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I used to be a very dedicated CSGO skin trader.
Like a speculator, right? The whole thing was like a market speculation, right? Like essentially, but you're like speculating on knives, right?
I mean, they do have inherent value, so I think it's not really speculating when you sell it. So
to be perfectly frank, I would expect it from Axel, but not from you. It's like, where did this come from? Like, what?
That, I guess that's a good answer, right? That's a good answer.
It's a really good answer.
You don't expect it.
I maybe I should have expected it though, because I was watching you pull the Pokemon cards with Dez, right?
Yeah.
And I was actually I had my Google tab up, and I was like, whenever you got a card, I would like Google it and be like, how much is this worth, right? Before you started pulling the cards, you were going over your collection, right? And you have a card in your collection that's worth like $9,000, like $10,000, right? Like $9,000 or $10,000, like something insane. It's
Would you like me to explain that?
It's the
My Pokemon card
freaking
addiction?
it's this freaking Pikachu card, right? Like the red cheek.
That one actually isn't it. It's not that one.
Oh, it's not that one. Which one is like
that
worth
one's
like?
actually like $1,000, maybe $500.
What was the one that was 9,000? Like, there's something that was worth like $8,000 or $9,000.
So, okay, let me do a little bit of information to preface this.
Yeah.
When when I was younger, I had Pokemon cards, but not too many. You know, I wasn't really bought that many. You know, in fact, we wouldn't be able to spend the money for it. So what we did instead was we went to the corner store and we bought the rip-off fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You know, the ones where you get like Obelisk the Tormentor, except it's obviously fake.
Yeah.
And you know, that small memory was just it was nice in my childhood.
Huh.
So when I started to get money from doing adventuring and, you know, doing quests, and I decided, hey, what if I get back into my hobby again? What if I get back into Pokemon cards? Now that I'm a big adult, right? So that was a couple years before the Pokemon cards really blew up. I went to this one convention where this guy was selling a Shadowless Charizard. Shadowless is it's a Pokemon series based off of like the original set. It went first edition, it went Shadowless, and then base set. I found a Shadowless Charizard at a convention for about like $350. All of my friends were like, oh my god, Altair, you're so stupid. Why would you spend $350 on that? So I was like, okay, you know, you guys got me, whatever. I spent the money. What can I do? Kept it in my little case for a bit.
Okay.
Noticed that there was a thing called grading. So the only thing I've sent off to grading is that one card. Pokemon Market exploded.
Okay.
And during that time, before it exploded, I bought Pikachu cards. I bought the cards that I wanted, you know, before they really blew up in price. When I got that card back 8 months later, and I sold it, it sold for $7,000.
In 8 months, it went from $350 to $7,000?
$350 base without being graded at all. But when I was graded, it came back as a PSA 8 out of 10, which is near mint. And if you have that card near mint, then, you know, you can get a pretty hefty amount for it, you know? So I'm pretty lucky that I got into Pokemon cards before they blew up. I was in there before it was cool. But a lot of the cards that I have nowadays reflect that fact. I didn't buy them for $4,000. I bought them for $100. So now I have a collection that I do like looking at, but if there's a rainy day, if something happens to me, I can sell them for still a good amount of money. Hopefully I never sell them, but I do
It's
like
like
having them.
really interesting. Yeah. You got that collector's mindset, and it's just...
Yeah.
Huh.
Before we end, can I ask you one question?
Please
in return?
do. Yeah.
What kind of qualities do you respect the most in people? What like makes people stand out to you that like, oh, that's a good person, or oh, I respect that out of that guy? What's respectful? What do you think?
Okay. It's like exceptional talent at something.
Okay.
Just being like really good at something. And it's even funnier when like they're clearly neglecting other parts of their life. Does that make sense? Like they over focus and they're just like really good at this one thing and they can't do anything else. Like they're like barely functional adults, but like they're the best they're the best knitter in the world. Like they can knit without looking at the needles and stuff like that. Like you could be having lunch with them and then like you look underneath the table and they're knitting like a sweater, like an Iran sweater. And it's like, what the just like excessive talent at one like very specific thing to the detriment of the rest of their life. I look at that and be like, wow, like I'm interested in this person. Like let's see what they're all
Vesper,
about.
you find me interesting because my FPS skills, huh? That's it?
It's not just your FPS skills. It's more singing than FPS, but I was like the gaming skills are good too, but it was mostly the singing.
I see how it is. I thought it was my charming personality. I thought it was the fact that we got along.
It's gotten me screwed over just because like I've gotten really into a person and been like, I really want to be your friend, and then they ended up not. Because the thing is like you could be really good at something and not be a good person, right? Like
yeah, that's true.
We could name several people like that, right? And so like that's something that attracts me to people, new people. What trait makes me think somebody is good? Like you guys all gave really good examples, right? It's like don't look down on other people, don't exploit other people. When I'm talking to someone and it becomes becomes very apparent that they're open-minded and they don't judge other people, right? So just because they don't understand something and just because they don't agree with them, they don't automatically dismiss this person as like, oh, I guess we could never get along. Like I've been a little bit in like fandom. I try to actually actively stay away from it because of this, but like anime fandom, like it can get so messed up because it's like, oh, you don't like my favorite character? Well, I guess we can't be friends then. It's like, it's just a character. Like, what? Like, how can you judge someone based on their, like, if they don't like your character? It doesn't matter. Like,
excuse me, Zero Two is better than Ichigo.
Right? Like, so like when I look at someone and they can disagree with you and still treat you like a person, right? Like, I think, okay, you're open-minded and I like you. I don't like closed-minded people that just like automatically reject you because they disagree. I just don't like that. You know, like, like if somebody comes to you, it's like, I didn't really like Itachi, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, cool, whatever. Like, yeah, he's my favorite.
I'll murder them.
Oh, come on, dude! I tried to set you up as like a good. Come on, man. Oh, I had a lot of fun out there. Thank you for coming on and chatting with me for what is it, like 1 hour 30 minutes?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Like,
I had a lot of fun.
I enjoy these chats, man. I enjoy these chats.
Yeah.
Think of the podcast content, though.
Oh man, the podcast is gonna be so great. We're gonna be doing like 3 hours of this, like with.
I swear, we're gonna be like chatting in chat, and it's gonna be like, dude, save it for the pod. Save it for the pod.
Save it for the podcast. Yeah. That's gonna be like the next. That's gonna be the next. Hey, I'm just a little guy. Like it's gonna be our next like Tempest thing where we just say that, you know.
Save it for the pod.
Save it for the pod. Hey, save it for the pod. Yeah. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna end the stream now. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good night. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Take care. Goodbye.